Once upon a time, in a world where dreams took flight, there lived a princess named Luna. Now, Princess Luna wasn't your typical princess. Oh no, while other princesses dreamed of grand balls and dashing princes, Luna's heart soared with the birds. She yearned for adventure, for journeys that took her beyond the castle walls. One day, while exploring the castle's dusty attic, Luna stumbled upon an old trunk tucked away in the cobwebbed corner. With a pounding heart, she lifted the heavy lid, revealing a treasure trove of maps, telescopes, and most captivating of all, a pair of magical wings, crafted from stardust and moonlight. These wings hummed with a celestial energy as soon as Luna laid her tiny hands upon them. Overjoyed, she slipped them on and whispered a wish to fly among the stars. And just like that, the attic vanished and Princess Luna found herself soaring through the cosmos, leaving her old life and royal duties far, far below. Now, as Luna danced among the galaxies, her laughter echoing through the vast expanse of space, she came across a twinkling planet bathed in the soft glow of a setting sun. Intrigued, she swooped down for a closer look, eager to explore this enchanting world. But as she approached, she noticed a peculiar sight. A young boy with messy hair and curious eyes was standing on a nearby hill, gazing up at the sky with a mixture of awe and longing. And there, perched on his hand, sat a tiny hummingbird, its wings beating furiously as if pleading with the boy to understand. Suddenly, the hummingbird took off, hovering in front of Luna and chirping urgently. Startled but intrigued, Luna followed the hummingbird as it led her on a winding path through the planet's landscape. Finally, they arrived at a quaint cottage nestled amidst a garden filled with glowing plants and sparkling flowers. And as Luna stepped closer, she heard the faint sound of humming coming from inside. Curious, Luna decided to investigate further. She tiptoed to the window and peered inside, and what she saw made her gasp in surprise. Inside the cottage was a boy, the same boy she had seen earlier, sitting cross-legged on the floor surrounded by an array of musical instruments. As he played, each note seemed to weave its own magic, causing the flowers in the garden to sway in harmony and the very walls of the cottage to vibrate with life. But as beautiful as the music was, something troubled the boy. His brow was furrowed and a single tear rolled down his cheek. Seeing his distress, Luna couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy. Determined to help, she knocked gently on the door. The boy jumped, startled by the sudden interruption, and turned to face the door with wide eyes. When he opened it and saw Luna standing there, a wave of recognition washed over him. "Oh, hello," the boy stammered, wiping away his tears. "Can I, help you?" Luna, always quick to make friends, plastered on a bright smile and said, "Hello, I'm Luna. I came because I heard your wonderful music and I simply had to meet the one who played it so beautifully." The boy blushed, bashful at the compliment. "Oh, thank you," he mumbled. "I'm Finn. I play whenever I feel like it." Luna, ever curious, couldn't resist asking, "May I?" She motioned towards the instruments with her free wing, unable to contain her enthusiasm. "Oh, sure," Finn said, stepping aside to let her in. "Here, why don't you try this one?" He gestured to a small flute lying on the table. Luna carefully picked it up, its surface smooth and cool beneath her touch. She brought it to her lips and closed her eyes, and as she blew into it, the first notes emerged, hesitant at first, then growing in confidence. As Luna played, she felt a sense of connection with the music that went beyond mere notes and melodies. Each note resonated within her very core, stirring emotions she had never known the flute could evoke. Lost in the music, she didn't notice Finn staring at her in awe. The music she created was unlike anything he had ever heard before, as if the very stars themselves were singing through her fingertips. As the final notes faded away, silence filled the room, allowing the echo of Luna's melody to linger in the air. Breaking the silence, Finn's voice rang with admiration. "Wow, Luna, that was truly amazing." He couldn't help but stare at the flute in wonder. "How did you do that? I've never heard anyone play like that before." Luna, still basking in the afterglow of her music, smiled. I don't know," she admitted. I felt the music inside me and the flute just let it out." She shrugged, suddenly feeling self-conscious. "It's nothing really. Do you want to try?" She handed the flute back to him. Hesitantly, Finn tugged the flute, his fingers trembling slightly as he grasped it. Closing his eyes, he began to blow, but no sound came out. Frustrated, he blew harder, but the only result was a harsh, unpleasant noise that made Luna wince. Opening her eyes, she found Finn staring dejectedly at the flute. Understanding his disappointment, Luna walked over and placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "Hey," she said softly, "music isn't just about blowing hard. It's about feeling the notes deep inside you. It's about whispering to the instrument until it sings." Finn looked up at her, a glimmer of hope returning to his eyes. "You think I can do that?" he asked timidly. Luna squeezed his shoulder encouragingly and whispered, "I know you can." Determined to unlock the music within him, Luna sat beside Finn, patiently guiding him. She taught him to breathe deeply, to connect his heart to the flute, and to let the melody flow through him like a gentle river. At first, the notes were hesitant, stumbling out like shy whispers, but as Finn relaxed and embraced Luna's encouraging smile, the music began to soar. As the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the cottage in hues of orange and purple, Finn and Luna played together, their music filling the room with vibrant harmonies. The melody they created was a testament to their burgeoning friendship, a symphony of shared laughter and encouragement. But as the final chords faded away, a wave of sadness washed over Luna. The thought of leaving Finn and this magical world tugged at her heartstrings. Taking a deep breath, she turned to Finn, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "I have to go," she whispered, her voice heavy with emotion. "My world, my duty, it's calling me back." Finn, sensing her sorrow, reached out and took her hand in his. Will I see you again?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Luna looked into his eyes, her own shimmering with unshed tears. "Wherever there's music, wherever there's a song in your heart, you'll find me," she promised, her voice catching slightly. "The music we shared today, it'll lead us back to each other. No matter how far apart our worlds may seem, the melodies that bind us will always bring us home." With a final squeeze of his hand, Luna turned and walked towards the door, the flute clutched tightly in her arms. As she stepped out into the twilight, the familiar hum of her flying bed reached her ears, guiding her back to the sky. One last glance back at the cottage, she mounted her bed and with a flick of her stardust wings, ascended into the heavens. Meanwhile, back on her own planet, word had spread like wildfire through the kingdom of a mysterious visitor who played music that touched the very soul. People from all corners of the land flocked to the cottage, drawn by the enchanting melodies that spilled out into the night. And with each performance, Finn's fame grew, carrying with it the hope of a bright future. Yet despite the adulation of his fans, Finn couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. The joy he once found in music had dimmed, replaced by a nagging emptiness. One evening, as the last notes of an enthusiastic encore faded away, Finn stood alone on the stage, his gaze distant, lost in memories of Luna and their shared music. In a world that celebrated his every move, Finn found himself yearning for the simplicity of their first jam session, for the pure joy of playing for no one but themselves. The memory of Luna's parting words echoed in his heart. Wherever there's music, wherever there's a song in your heart, you'll find me. Could it be that their paths were destined to cross again, bringing new harmonies to their duet? Would the music they shared lead them back to each other, reuniting their melody once more? Or would their worlds remain forever separate, each note a reminder of a friendship that touched their souls but could never be fully realized? The answer, like a distant chord, hung in the balance, waiting for the right moment to resonate.